had the crane guys scheduled to come and pull all of our outside builds, but there was miscommunication. We weren't able to get all of them out of here, so they scrapped the whole thing. But we had all of the students pull together and work on each other's builds. It was really cool to see them adapt to that kind of teamwork on the fly. It was very interesting. But all last week I was saying, like, miracles happen all the time, guys. Like, we can do this. We can pull this off. And when they announced that we would be delaying the building movement, like, it's like, well, that's still technically a miracle that happened. So miracles do happen.
So what does that mean for your students? Because, I mean, they get a little bit more time to do things, a little bit pressure off, but they still get more time to do their thing, right?
Sure. We won't be pulling 13-and-a-half-hour days anymore, which is nice for my students, and I guess myself as well. And they don't have to be under as much stress, and I can help them understand the process a little bit better so that we can put out a better product at the end. So when you're rushing through something and you make a mistake, that mistake feels magnified because it's like, oh, well, I don't have time to make this mistake. I need to get this done now, and I need to get this done so I can move on to the next thing, and after that thing's done, I can move on to the next thing. When you're under a tough time constraint, it makes things a little bit more stressful, and I don't think that helps students learn as much as they could otherwise. So having this delay is very helpful for the students to be able to produce better work at the end. Yeah, I don't think I've been on a construction site that we ended on time perfectly or under budget perfectly. That's just the nature of construction sometimes. You're working for big companies, mistakes happen, and you just have to be able to swerve with the punches, so to speak.
Good.
Yep.
So I have my students putting on this material here called Z-metal, and basically what this is going to do is it's going to, one, set a level for setting the shiplap on top of, so it'll be even all the way up, and it's also going to protect the corrugated steel underneath it from water damage, and it gives a really nice aesthetic to the buildings when they're done, and they look very nice when they're done.
Well, and a big part of it is them working in unison, working around each other,
Sure.
and being familiar with each other's space, right?
Mm-hmm. So one of the things that the founder of the school wanted was to make sure that the students were able to work within this small gap right here. And sometimes when you have ladders and multiple people in a corridor, it makes things kind of difficult. But we harp on having people aware of their surroundings and aware of other people. So we haven't had any major injuries that I'm aware of, besides smashing fingers, but that happens, when bringing materials between the corridors. But having it set up like this, it definitely makes the students more aware of the things that are happening around them, even if they don't like it sometimes. I was telling my students that we've made miracles happen before. We've been under crunches and been able to get them done anyways. And when I told them to expect a miracle, I was not expecting a due date change. Yeah, yesterday we came in and basically told them, like, hey, we need to get all of these outside builds done. Like, even if that's not the house that you started with, that's not the class that you were working with from the beginning, we just need to pull together, work together, and get these things done. And to see them working with other students, like, wow, I didn't even know that you knew each other's name. But you guys, here you are working together and knocking things out. It's just really nice to see the students, the synergy between the classes working that well. It gave me hope for this class. Like, all right, well, these guys are going to be just fine when they get to the field.